Hey guys, today we are going to be taking a look at turning Newbury Haunted High into just plain old regular Ninjago High. So one of the first things I was able to change was actually the main entrance. I simply removed those ghoulish mouths that are right here in the entryway here and replaced them with these two Ninjago screen patterns. To me that looks a whole lot better, and plus the color scheme blends in a whole lot better with the tan. And it doesn't look as garish from the side. The original had some black panels there, and I just think the whole screen printing thing looks way, way better. And moving over here to the right, we can see the little bench, and I didn't have to do much to fix that up. If we lift it up, we can see I did remove the teeth and the face, though. And I also put in a little control pad here with some little light pieces, and I like to think that those give the ninja access to the hidden part of the high school. And if you want to see that, just keep watching, because we'll get into that in a little bit. And before we take our tour inside, there's just one more feature that I want to touch on real quick, and that is this little tree trunk here. Now, in the official set, this is a panel, and it's just left blank, but I tossed in a shuriken just for the ninja to use, just on the off chance that they're being chased, and they need to toss something at the bad guys real quick. So moving our attention inside, we're going to start over here in the cafeteria, and as you can see, I did make some major changes to this section. First up, I went ahead and removed the bathroom, and I guess while it is a pretty comedic play feature, I really just didn't see any use for it. It kind of just took up space, and it really wasn't that interesting. Plus, the color scheme just kind of clashed with everything else in the building, especially those green shutters for some reason. But anyway, I removed the trophy room from the upstairs in the science class because I'm of the opinion that that really doesn't belong in the classroom, you know. It just kind of made the classroom a little jumbled, so I moved them down here in front of this wall here, and then this is just kind of a bulletin board. Here we can see an advertisement for an upcoming game between the squids and the shrimps. Interesting. And then also a help wanted sign from JB for her ghost hunting. And then I also fixed up the table just a little bit. I also did throw in a teapot just to add in some Ninjago-ish to this area. And moving over to the right here, we can see the little study hall area with some custom versions of the ninja that I just threw together. Here we have Kai, and if we look at Jay, he's pretty much the same as his Ninjago Movie variant, only I did give him the forbidden spinjitzu face as well. And in the background, we can see a character that I really wish we'd gotten in the Ninjago Movie, because the bully in the Ninjago Movie was someone called Chen or Chad or something like that. But what we really should have gotten was a character named Moro, who went around telling all the other kids that he was the Green Ninja and then going around and bullying Lloyd, because that just would have been perfect. So moving up to the classroom, we can see that the remaining 4 ninja are hard at work in class, and we can also see that I have a custom version of Zane here. This again uses the forbidden spinjitzu head, and rather than using his Ninjago Movie variant, I just came up with a whole new design for the character, which I kinda like. And in the back, you can see those little pages here that actually came up from the attic. I just figured that it looked a whole lot better with them actually on display. And then above those, I just tacked Zane's little falcon blueprint. And then I did move around the computers and whatnot here slightly. And if you're wondering why the bear's in the trash can, I kind of tossed it in because I thought it was funny, because, you know, the ninja come in, they exorcise the ghosts, they take out the trash, you know. And then I kind of forgot to take it out before filming, so yeah, that's on me. I also just left in Spencer the ghost dog, because he does look pretty cool. He's not really Ninjago themed, but you know. And if we move across, we can see the ninja paying attention in class. And then up here we can see the teacher, Miss Davids, or whatever her name is, hard at work teaching the class. She's going pretty in depth here, as you can see. We've got a lot of complex scientific stuff going on up here. And moving over here, we can see that instead of the trophies, I actually went ahead and tossed some of the new geode pieces here on the table. And in the back, we have the Uncrustables. I don't know why, but these pieces, the dark tan and the pink, they just so much remind me of those Uncrustable sandwiches for some reason. Just peanut butter and jelly. I don't know why. Anyway, but they're really cool pieces. You hold them up to the light and it kind of looks like they're glowing. I can't because there's no real light coming in through those windows. And if we move over here, we can see just some little scientific equipment and the skeleton tucked way back into the back. Alright, so now let's get into some of the hidden features of the set and just a little bit of the things I rebuilt. So first up, and most importantly, is this spinning wall here. Now, if you know anything about the original school set, you know that, let's pan up here, you just have to lift the bell up, plug it into the top there, and then you can spin around this to reveal the hidden compartment with the girl and her bear. And if we spin it around, we can see the girl is still there. I meant to replace that with a Ninjago scroll and then just completely forgot. But anyway, we can see that she's still there. And we also have this weapons cache. Now, originally, I was going to make this just like a Spy Kids high school, kind of like an Ultra Agents theme thing, but then as I was putting in the laser blasters here, I was like, wait a second. If we put guns in the school, we are going to get letters. And basically the function of this remains the exact same. The only change I had to make was to put in this little piece here up at the top for the bell to click into. And the reason for that is because without it, I'll pull it off, this thing is just too wobbly. And that's really no good. So I just threw that thing in. And again, we'll get into that construction in a little bit. And if you're wondering what this piece up here is, it's Cole's hammer. I just tossed it up there because it seemed like the best place to put it. And if you're wondering how the ninja are able to switch from their school clothes into their ninja uniforms so fast, I actually have a solution for that, and that was when I removed the ghost pieces, it left a lot of gaps that needed to be filled. And some of those I filled by giving the ninja secret weapons and uniform caches. So if we lift up this little roof panel here, boom! Now we have a hiding spot for one of the ninja. So with this, what you can do is just take old Zane out here in uniform, and just put his plainclothes minifigure in place on here, and then close the set back up, and you're good to go. You have a ninja that can come out and fight the bad guys. And if we move across to the other side, we can see we have the same thing on this side. We just lift it up, and here's Kai. To get to the other ninja, all we have to do is just open the front panels on each side of the school. And here we can see we have a nice little cache with both Lloyd and Nia and their respective weapons. We have Nia's spear and Lloyd's golden sword, and they are connected just by one stud for easy removal, and also, well, easy-ish putting back, and you can put them in there and then just close up. And if we swing over to the other side, we can see we have the exact same thing over here. We just pull that open, and here we have Jay and Cole. Fortunately, the golden weapon nunchucks won't fit in here because the dragon heads are just too big, but I thought it was pretty neat for what we have. And of course, that's what I was referring to with a bench earlier for the ninja having top secret access to their hidden little ninja locations. Obviously, you could pretend that they just punch in the code here, and then boom, their panels open up, which I just thought was a cool little play feature. And if we spin the set around, we can see that you can also access the secret ninja panels by pushing forward on this. You know how in action movies people always get punched through the wall? Well, I figured something like that could happen here, like, bam, psh, here they just go flying through the wall. Or you could pretend that this is like a secret passageway to access the ninja suits. Either way, So when I first built this, I found that these panels were just a little bit too floppy. So with my rebuilding, I actually went all the way back to step 7 and replaced one of those tan pins with a blue pin. And then I did the same thing for step 12. I replaced one of those gray pins with a black pin. And then, of course, I obviously did the same thing for the other side. And that was it for the base. So if we swing around to the front here, we can see that one of the most interesting building challenges was removing the gaps that were left behind by removing the haunted parts. As you can see, there's basically a 2-brick width gap that would have been left behind just by doing nothing with the space. And I am not a huge fan of gaps in anything, so I had to fix them somehow. So the solution I settled on was to actually use the panels from step 213. So what I would do if I were you and I wanted to rebuild this, I would just go all the way back to step 191, and then instead of the bricks that you put in here, just replace them with the panels. And these are the panels. So if we want to take a look at the side, basically what I did here was I put the skeleton on the furthest thing back, and then I built up the science table. We can see here that's the flat tile that used to go all the way back there, and then these pieces, which were the legs from the table, and then the table itself. And this side is pretty easy. And one other thing I forgot to point out was that I actually do have some of Zane's shurikens down here on the bottom. In order to hide them away, I just tucked them in on the underside of the ceiling here. And here we can see there's a horn sticking out. I actually rotated it so that was invisible. And then from there, if you want to access them, you just pull down, and there you go. Zane's got some shurikens handy. So if we move over to the right-hand side here, we can see how that's done. I basically went over to step 203 and did not put in that flat tile there. Instead, I put in these 2 clips and then 2 curved gray slope pieces. And then from there, I was able to put in this little this piece from the roof, and then this basic clip piece clipped to the back of Zane's falcon. And then from there, I simply took the computer assembly, put that in, and the trash can, complete with ratty teddy bear. So the trophy case is one of those things that looks super complex, but thankfully isn't. So using the leftover parts from rebuilding the hidden area upstairs, I was able to put in 2 of these 1x3 bricks, and then from there build this wall assembly here. And there we go, we just have to plug it on top of those bricks back there. And then from there, we just put in the trophies. The only bad thing is that they keep falling off every time you want to access your secret ninja room here, but, there's a price to pay for everything. That wraps up our look at how to build Ninjago Haunted High. If you enjoyed it, please feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe, and do all that other good stuff. And if you want to see more of my content, please feel free to check out the other videos on my channel. And if you want more of my nonsense, please feel free to check out my social media profiles, links in the description below. I'd say that about does it for today, so I will see you guys next time.